everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Artist Spotlight Show with your friend Russell Kaye. And make sure you join us each and every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. right here on the Music Dreams USA Radio YouTube channel. And we are being brought by Blue Shamrock Music and Mr. Stephen Brady. I want to thank him each and every week. He supplies us with some amazing artists. And tonight, we are certainly not going to disappoint. We have an amazing artist, Mr. Phil Salter. A brand new song out called "Feels a Dream." We'll ask him about that song. We'll talk a little bit more about his musical journey, any funny stories you'd like to share with us live on the air, much more. And again, our show is also being brought by Titan Events Incorporated. When it comes to events, we have got you covered. Sports, that's right. Sports, that's right. We got sports, that's right. We got sports as well with Rise Up Family. Check out our live sports show on Facebook, and especially right now with the NFL and free agency just around the corner and all that good stuff. So stay with us, and now let's go live and meet our special guest, Mr. Phil Salter. Phil, how are you, my friend?
Greetings, Russell. I am very well.
How you doing,
Greetings
Phil?
and salutations. Yeah, I'm good. I'm great. I down here in Adelaide, in South Australia, and it's just always a kick to have an interview and speak to folks like yourself. So, you're in the Carolinas, yeah?
We are. We
in
have
the Carolinas, North
in New York, and yes, and also the Carolinas. That's right. We're from our Somerville, South Carolina studios.
Right, excellent. Yeah, down Adelaide South. Well, it's nice. We're just starting in autumn here. We've had a pretty good hot summer, and I'm a summer person, so I'm remorsing the end of the summer. Yeah, I want the endless summer. I'd like to travel around the world and follow the summer like that surf movie. Yeah. What time of day is it there with you guys? What is it? It must be.
So,
is it afternoon that you'd be?
We're at 7:16.
Yeah. Is it Wednesday afternoon there? Wednesday afternoon?
Yeah,
We are. What are we?
We're early evening.
We're almost 10 a.m. Yeah, we're 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Thursday morning here.
That's awesome.
An amazing world we live in, Just
so I got
what we can do.
I hear you. Well, I got us for you, Mr. Phil. I also Joe, and we're going to play your brand new song, "Feel the Dreams," on our morning show. That song is going to open up our morning show tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I want you to be listening because we're going to give you a shout out. Yeah, woo! We're going to give you a shout out.
Absolutely.
And we're going to play your song live on the air. Yeah.
You're on, brother.
And so
we'll check the times out after we do this.
There you go. And so let's kick off our show and maybe you can tell our listeners a little bit more about you in the music industry and the moments you'd like to share. And lastly, to that question, what is like the best advice you ever got?
There's some big ones there. My story. If I go on a tangent, Russell, just pick me up and drag me back onto the tangent. But my story, this is a video interview. You can see I'm not a young guy. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been playing guitar since I was 12 in Adelaide. We had a sort of a folk scene in the late 80s, and I was playing in the coffee lounges and folk clubs in the late 80s. Then rock and roll bands in the 90s, trucks and PA systems and minor tours, not big tours. It wasn't a big famous band or whatever, but there was a good, healthy industry in Adelaide at the time for, rock shows touring around the country or certainly around the state. I started to write music, I guess, as soon as I started to play. I started to try to write songs. I wasn't very good at it. Wasn't very good at it for quite a long time, really. Played bands, and then I've been a high school music teacher professionally, for my main gig since I was like 25, 26 years old. So it was sort of a semi-pro kind of setup, I guess you'd say. You know, I'd always be playing, doing my projects, writing and trying to record, and always life getting in the way of that, as it does. And it's only been the last 3 or 4 years now when I've been working. I'm not working at all as a teacher anymore. I'm finally back to a point where I can make my music full time. And, you know, and here we are, you know, I'm sitting talking to you guys in the States, in Carolina. So yeah, I got my songwriting craft together in the mid-90s, I suppose. It is, I always say songwriting, it's like a craft. It's like a painter. They paint a painting and they learn to mount the frame and they color the matte black in the back, and then they do a charcoal sketch and they learn to mix colors. And there's the craft then there's the talent is another thing, but there's always craft, and there's craft in songwriting. So I got my songwriting together in the mid-90s. Then I was writing for a publisher in Taiwan at the time, doing canto pop songs, really pretty girly pop songs. And I didn't get recorded there, but came very close to a contract there. But that was when I really learned to write. And then life got in the way again. Well, I won't go into the stories, but as it does. And, you know, all of a sudden, I'm about 3 or 4 years ago, and now turning those songs into performances for me, my keys, my style, my country groove, my instruments. And it's like, wow, they start to turn out really good. And using guys like Blue Shamrock, Stephen Brady, and again, then all of a sudden, here I am talking to you guys. So the publicists like, you know, Stephen and Blue Shamrock are just fantastic. And the last song, Fields of Dreams, which is sort of probably ending its run here on the charts, it got to number 7 in the Australian country music chart, which is like, you know, I'm an independent artist, you know, it's a lot of work, and it's, you know, I'm working on my website's a bit out of date, needs updating. So I spent yesterday working on my website. You know, an independent artist, we're busy people, but so I don't know, how do I answer that? As far as my story goes, yeah, now I'm working full time, lots of time to do it, having a ball, new song ideas all the time. When you get into that space, you've got the time, and it's funny how the brain just starts to work and the ideas start to come, and I grab my journal and I write down the notes. So I'm working on, I just finished another song only a few weeks back and starting to record it. I've got a backlog of songs that have never been recorded, and I've been recording some of those, but I'm really excited to be doing a brand new song this time. So
it looks like we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty because of the interview. It's really far away. Yeah, we'll move on. So I want to talk about your song. Let's talk about your new song, Field. How did that song come about? And what does your scene look like?
The song is the song is actually one of those old songs I was talking about that I was writing for the Taiwan publisher, and a good song is a good song, and it can transfer into any style. And again, I've been able to be writing and performing and recording my style of music finally. So it was written as it's a love song. It's dedicated to my wife. It's got a really groovy YouTube video, actually, folks can check out, Fields of Dreams. The opening line of the song is, "You're as comfortable to me as teddy bears. You make me happy as Christmas time. I never thought in a million years that one day I'd call you mine." So it's a love song, and the first time I've recorded and released a love song, really, and it's gone really well. I think it's sort of hit a nerve. People relate with songs, but that's the whole point of music, you know. You hopefully find your connection with folks. So yeah, this one's done quite well, and once again, you know, talking to you folks because of that. Yeah, what else can I say? I don't know. Russell, back to you, mate.
Right. Awesome job. Yeah, I had the opportunity to listen to the song. It's an amazing song. So, you know, thank you for making music great. and it
Thank
was a
you.
great
Thank
song.
you.
And I'm sorry about putting that on the show.
See, that
Yeah.
is, it
What
always
else would you
blows me away
talk about your
when
musical
someone,
career? What else would you like to share with our audience?
so it's hard to understand. Say again, please, Russell.
No, no problem. So, since we're talking about your musical journey, what else would you like to share with our audience?
I'd like to know who they are, actually. That'd be an interesting thing to, it can't be done, but it would be great to be able to sort of like, hey, have a Skype session and have a chat to someone that's listened to the music and see what they're feeling and what they're thinking about it. Because it's very flattering. Anyone, if I see, like, you're interviewing, so you've listened to the song and you obviously like it, and to me that's obviously the ultimate compliment. And if it hits a chart, that means that folks have been listening to it or buying it or streaming it, and it really is, it's a kick. So what else would I like to share? I'd like to be I haven't been playing live. I was mentioning earlier, I don't know if it got to air because we had a bit of a technical issue, but it's a very busy business when you're an independent recording. And I said just yesterday, I was rebuilding my website. So I'm a webmaster and the songwriter, and I'm recording my own material now. So I think I just lost my train of thought, Russell. Where was I, mate? We got a time lag here too, don't we?
You're talking about like you're independent artist. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about you. You being an independent artist, and that you write your own music, and you're in the middle of like redoing your website, all that stuff.
Yeah. Just having a really tough. We are breaking up. I don't know if you're getting. Yeah, the sound's breaking up. I'm having quite a lot of trouble hearing you, unfortunately. I don't know what else to say. Throw a question at me, Russell. We've got a time lag.
All right. It's time for the it's time for the question portion of the show. So, what is the best advice in the industry? What was it? What was it?
Wish I'd had time to plan that question answer. What's the best advice I've ever got? I think just be prepared to do it yourself, really. Be prepared. You got to drive it yourself. Most likely no one's magically going to come in on the shiny horse and save you. You have to drive everything, and it is a business. Actually, that's really interesting because many years ago, a good friend of mine was a publicist. He was a Londoner, and he worked in London with AC/DC when they were breaking there, and he worked with Van Halen. And he said that talent is the most disposable commodity in the music industry. And it's so true. So much talent. I look around and the people, my contemporaries here in Australia, in Adelaide, and it's so much great talent. It's scary. And with a bit of luck, I don't know if I've got talent. I certainly work hard, but talent is the most disposable. There is a lot of talent. It's the most disposable commodity, meaning that you have to have the business acumen, you have to have the drive, you have to have the tenacity, you have to have the patience, you have to be prepared for the disappointments and still keep doing it. So there you go. It took me a moment to get my head around that one, Russell. But yeah, the most important piece of advice I ever got: talent is the most disposable commodity. That's not a put down for the people with the talent. It's just that acknowledgement. If you do want to make it, you've got to have that whole package around you. And you can't have success on your own. You need a team of people around you, whoever you are and whatever endeavor you're trying to achieve in. And again, I'll name, Stephen Brady and Blue Shamrock. When you get a connection with someone that will support you. We're just meeting, for the first time, Russell, today, as a fellow in Australia with an internet radio show Mark Eckel, and he does country music, and it goes around the world. And Mark was someone that picked up my music. Though I was it was three or 4 years ago now, and I just released my first song called Jenna Was Set, about a sailboat and friends. And I think I was sitting in bed watching Facebook, as you do, and this thing came up, and it said, and I never heard of this fellow, but just magically there's this fellow and this feed, so that now the algorithm put us in touch for some reason. And he said, whose song shall I play? And I thought, well, that's random. So I messaged him and said, hey, play my song. And he didn't have it. So I sent him the MP3 like then and there. And about 10 minutes later, he was playing the song. And then, so Mark, he's played every one of my songs. He's usually the first person to play my songs. And one time we were doing an interview, and he was looking up his stats for whatever he has. I don't know what software he has or whatever. And he said he'd played my second song, which was called Burn Down the Mountain, like 500 times or something. So I'm talking about team. For success, you've got to have your there's a little neater catchphrase or term that I can't quite think of at the moment, but it really is, you can't do anything on your own, and you've got to find, if you're lucky, to find that connection with that group of people that will push you along. I've got a few good friends. I'm lucky to have that, but I'm going to mention Marie and Phil Wilson are friends of mine, just friends. But Marie is a keen amateur photographer. And right back at the beginning, I released my first single without a real image of me, or, it was not a good image that I used. And so the guys offered a photo shoot, Marie and Phil, and we went out. They went out scanning spots in Adelaide and good places with country sort of vibes. And so Marie's a great photographer, and she's been helping. I couldn't have. Her photographs have been great, and there's a knack. Phil and Marie together. Phil's got an eye for spotting a location. There's a good photo for my second last single. It's called "Can't See for Looking," and it's an environmental song, really, about the river here in Adelaide and its degradation. And we're down by the river one day, and we're trying to get a photo without looking just the same old photo of the country singer with a guitar, And Phil spotted a tree over in the distance. There was a fork in the tree. And if you hunt down the photo of the album cover, you can see me looking through the fork in the tree with a pair of binoculars, can't see for looking. I'm talking again about that network, and I've been lucky to have those guys doing photographs for me. And I'll probably think in a minute of other people that I should be naming that are a part of that network that's helping me get the job done. Back to you, mate.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that story. Oh yeah, thank you for sharing that story. That was awesome. And so as we wind down our interview, this morning where you are, and this evening where I'm at, are there any final thoughts you like us? Well, one thing I want: how can we get in contact with you? How can we download your amazing music? Can you kind of let the listeners know how they can access that amazing music of yours?
Thanks, mate. And I appreciate the compliment. Very flattering of you. Thank you. I think the easiest way, I have a website, and it's philsalter.com. So PHIL, Phil Salter, SALTER.com. Real easy one to remember, philsalter.com. You hit that, and on the right-hand side, on every page you hit down the right-hand side, I'll go that way, right-hand side, you're looking at me. On the right-hand side are all the links, obviously to Spotify, to my YouTube channel, to Deezer, iTunes. So I would just be unashamedly say, please look up the music, go click some links. I think it's $1.69 Australian on iTunes. What would that be in US? About $1.10 or something like that. please go buy a song. It's all about the algorithms, isn't it? And things off. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Yeah, website's the best thing. But just if you Google Phil Salter musician, if you go to
again, thank you for sharing that with us. Let me ask you this question, Phil. Yeah. So when you're
No, broken up. Repeat. Go again.
Yeah. So when you're not playing music, do you have any hobbies?
My wife and I walk our dog
Any
Louis a
hobbies?
lot. We have a French bulldog called Louis. Yeah, we have a French bulldog called Louis. My wife and I. Fields of Dreams was dedicated to my wife Jo. I have to mention that, and she's in the video clip. Go check that out. Yeah, we a French bulldog called Louis. We spend a lot of time walking on the beach. More so, my wife. She's got a bit more energy than I do. I have a motorcycle. I have a 1600 BMW GTL Big Tourer, and I'm in a social club here. A bunch of folks that ride motorcycles called the Ulysses Club. A bunch of old people that ride motorcycles. They'll laugh if they see this. Those people will actually laugh now when they see this, because they'll go, Phil, you're not riding lately, mate. You talk about it, but you don't actually do it. And they're right. I don't ride enough. But I have the motorcycle, and I love the music. You know, there's a whole bunch of music behind me there. I've got about 600 LPs. And just lately, now and again, I've got the time. I just sit down and just pull something randomly out of there and sit down with no distractions, phones off, and really... I played Miles Davis Kind of Blue the other day, would you believe? You know, it's all sorts of stuff. And I've been playing Bob Dylan lately. Blood on the Tracks, Bob Dylan. So my music is inherent. I cook. I cook. I'm quite a good cook. My wife and I cook, but I make a
Really?
mean butter
What's
chicken.
your favorite dish?
My butter chicken is developed over about 15 years, and it's to die for, with a few secret recipes. My beef vindaloo is really good. I do a pork fried rice with a hoisin sauce. So yeah, I like to cook. So life is very full around here, and when you're not working full time in a traditional sense, like I am no longer, it's incredible how your days fill up, because there's always so much to do with my music, as I've mentioned, whatever it might be, the writing, the recording, the whatever, and plenty of other things that I enjoy along the way too. So life is good, and I'm excited about the bit of momentum with my music happening at the moment. It's a slow creeping process. You don't really know where you are. You don't know how well you're doing. I'll probably know in a year or two how I'm doing. But again, the fact is, again, here we are talking, and you're interested, and your listeners are listening. And again, that is the ultimate compliment for me. So I'm looking forward this year. I'm being able to record quicker and easier and cheaper, because us independents usually aren't making a lot of money. We'll live for the day when we might get a bigger paycheck, but you do it because you love it. You do it because you're communicating. And I know I've said it about 2 or 3 times, but you do it for that communication. And when someone's listening and they've listened and they're digging the song, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Absolutely. It's the love, it's the passion. It's the talent that you have put together and to deliver it to an audience. So, thank you for making music great. And as I mentioned, I've listened to music, prior to going live on the show here this evening. And that's something I love about Stephen Brady. He had a way of finding some amazing artists with you, yet another one.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, mate. And we say Stephen, but he deserves it. Yeah, thanks very much to him also. It's great to meet you. It's good fun. This never gets
We're
old.
back, and then we're going to bring back on.
I missed that.
Yeah,
I think
we're going to bring it back on.
I'll just say thank you
On the show for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, my new song is going to be called. Here's a worldwide exclusive. No one knows this. The new song is called "She's Not the X, She's Just the Y," and I hope to have that out in a month or two. So we can chat again then. It's quite a good one actually. It's a good fun song. Very country actually.
Yeah, please send it to us.
All right, mate.
Yeah, make sure you send that to us. We'd love to support you.
You're on. You're on. I love it. There's that network I'm talking about, that support. That's what you need. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for being on our show this evening. It was so nice to meet you. Definitely wish you all the best in your musical journey. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I promise you, we're going to bring it back. I love talking with you, and
Good.
thank you for putting up with the time delays because you're so far away from where we are. So there's a little bit of those time delays, but nevertheless, though, thank you for being so understanding about that, and you take care of yourself, and we're definitely going to catch up with you soon.
Thanks, mate. What can I say? Just thanks heaps, and see you again. And hi to everyone. Thanks for listening. Go check me out by all means, and we'll see you again sometime. That'd be great. Wouldn't that be cool? I come back in a couple of months with a new song, and yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Russell. See you guys. Bye.
Yep. Take care.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Once again, thank you so much for checking out the Artist Spotlight Show, being brought to you by Blue Shamrock Music and Mr. Stephen Brady. And again, on our show, it was Mr. Phil Salter, and it was an amazing chat we had with him. And don't forget to join us each and every Wednesday right here from our Somerville, South Carolina studios. It'll be another edition of the Blue Shamrock Artist Spotlight Show. Again, special thank you to Stephen Brady. Also, our sponsors, Titan Events Incorporated. If you got an event coming up, no matter where you are, we have got you covered. And also, Rise Up Family Sports with DeAndre the Torch Robinson. Make sure you check out our sports shows. They are live on Facebook, and you don't want to miss them. Until the next time, friends, thank you so much for checking us out here on YouTube with Music Dreams USA Radio. And don't forget to join our morning show Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's myself, DJ Cassie, and also Shauna Brown is in the house as well with our zany characters, comedy, and amazing music. And don't forget on tomorrow's morning show, play Phil Salter's new song, Fields of Dream. You can hear it right here on Music Dreams USA Radio. Till then, have a wonderful evening. And thank you for listening and watching. Have a great rest of your night.